Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. On occasion, Liverpool have missed out on some transfer targets, whether it's the lure of London, the oil money or other. But just sometimes there's a sexy Szoboszlai at the end of the tunnel. Mason Mount, what were they thinking? And that is a good place to start our list. So our list begins with Mason Mount. At the tail end of last season, Liverpool and Manchester United were fighting for the Champions League places. Mason Mount had contract issues and disputes with Chelsea FC, holding a long-standing grudge for not giving him the top wages that he felt that he deserved, especially being a homegrown boy, being the player of the season, being a technical wizard and someone who contributed heavily to Chelsea's recent success. He felt he deserved a high wage package and they didn't give it to him, and when they finally did offer it to him, it was way too late. He wanted pastures anew and to give a new club a go. Liverpool were heavily linked to him, and it makes sense for all the right reasons. We needed an English core, that kind of Kenny Dalglish factor, have that British Premier League proven whiz kid who's technically able, can fit in multiple roles across the midfield and the forward line, is technically very adept, good first touch, progressive passing, hard worker, presses as well, good attitude, a manager's dream. International managers love Mason Mount too, and his colleagues always have good things to say. Liverpool were definitely in for Mason Mount, but when it became clear that Manchester United were going to pip Liverpool to the Champions League place, and it sickens me even to say that, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, because Mason Mount, as he chose Manchester United, when Liverpool pulled out of the race for Mason Mount, it also became clear that Mount's wages are astronomical, and that transfer fee, boy oh boy, Man United got absolutely rinsed. And then a new hope emerged for Liverpool FC, a dynamo, a box-to-box midfielder, Kefren Turam. Everyone's speaking at the start of the transfer window. He's the one, he's going to ignite Liverpool's midfield. We're bigging him up. How many of you actually saw him play? Not so many. And with links to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who was prospectively interested in buying Manchester United, that was never going to be an easy deal to pull. But was this a smokescreen? Because Liverpool had a trump up their sleeve, an ace in their pocket. Dominic Szoboszlai at RB Leipzig had a release clause. It's due to expire soon. Liverpool, having explored the options and known that he was a Liverpool fan because he had that Gerrard tattoo, obviously in Hungarian captain as well. Sexy Dommy Slobbers. It's probably not a Gerrard quote, really, is it? That didn't sound like Gerrard at all. It's probably I am Dommy Slobbers or I am sexy. Liverpool pulled the trigger, informed RB Leipzig that we were going to meet the release clause in full. We stumped up the cash right then and there. We even took a short-term loan, I think, just to cover that expenditure for that, initial accounting phase and having to amortize it over 1 year. But boy, was he worth it. Getting Dominic Szoboszlai over Mason Mount, and for the relative transfer fees as well, and for the wage package and what they bring to each respective team, Dominic Szoboszlai is absolutely world class in the making, if not world class already, making vital contributions both ends of the pitch. Nobody knew how talented he was off the ball. Everyone knew his technical prowess and ability on the ball, his stunning good looks, his handsome demeanor, his cocky arrogance, I mean confidence. No, it's good to be arrogant. It's not arrogant if you can back it up, and he can definitely back that ass up. So this is a shining example of when you miss out on a Mason Mount, who would have, to be fair, be quite good at Liverpool as well. I think he would have fit in our role. He wouldn't be as effective as Dominic Szoboszlai because he's just not as good a player as Dominic Szoboszlai with his high ceiling. But he is a good player, a technically proficient player, a manager's dream, and he can fulfill the role as well. And he's multifaceted and multifunctional as well. But I just get the feeling he goes missing in big games. And also, when the chance presents itself, if you get one shot on goal, I don't trust Mason Mount to bury it. I don't think he's a big game player who will win you the high titles in that clinical moment. He's an effective player, a team player. Technical team player, English. He's kind of got the Joe Cole factor, isn't it? A technical English player, you fall in love with him. Oh, he's good. But then you realise they don't quite add as much as they want you to believe. So yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai, the first one on our list, and I think Kefren Turam was probably a smokescreen, and we probably were interested about our price point and from what he offered, and having got Szoboszlai in and McAllister already being through the door, Kefren Turam drops way down the list, and I haven't heard much about him this season in terms of form and his performances, but maybe one we look back on. And then next on our list, we have Jamal Lewis at Norwich. 10 million bid coming in from Liverpool. Rejected. They were greedy and they wanted 15 million.
Wow.
But the decision not to bid higher for Jamal Lewis was vindicated when we signed Kostas Tsimikas. He's so good, he can play in a bra, he can levitate the ball with his hand, and he's the Scouse Greek, baby. He's hilarious and he needs some sleep. And it cannot be understated how important a signing Kostas Tsimikas is, because it's not easy to be back up to the best left back in the world, Robbo. We needed to find an able left back who could output defensive duties as well as whip in a deadly ball, and Kostas has got a hellacious whipped in cross. I love it. Pinpoint onto the head with accuracy. If he slept a bit better, I'm sure performance is up about 20% as well. However, he's got a great attitude. He's super popular. His fashion sense is spot on point. He's much loved. He is the successor to Dejan Lovren as Salah's best friend as well. We need to keep Salah happy. And he scored the winning goal against Chelsea in the cup final. What more do you want? The Scouse Greek is here to stay. He's only just signed a new contract. What a signing over Jamal Lewis, who can't even break in the Newcastle squad, and he's going to be shifted away. Greedy. Not him personally, but Norwich wouldn't sell. And speaking of left backs, left back had been a problematic position for Liverpool for a long time, ever since the Ginger Ninja Risa left for pastures and no more Risa Rockets. Fabio Aurelio was ultra talented, amazing player, but never fit. We went for a raft including Andre Dosena, and he scored wonderful chips over Real Madrid and Manchester United, but never cemented his place. And additionally, how can you forget Paul Konchesky? I think Paul Konchesky's mum had a bigger impact on Liverpool with her comments than Paul Konchesky himself. And Alberto Moreno, who was a smiley, cheeky chappy and always sambered with the Brazilians, but just wasn't up to par, unfortunately. And then, on the recommendation of Dave Wagner, a youthful prospect, England international in the making, Ben Chilwell at Leicester came to prominence, and Jurgen Klopp was all in. The only issue was Liverpool could not get him out of Leicester. Leicester were unwilling to budge and refusing to sell. So we ended up with Andrew Robertson, the Scottish Braveheart. Possibly the best left back that Liverpool has ever had. Story will be told for generations. Before we carry on, I want to give a special shout out to Wataru Endo, because at 16 million quid he is surely better value for money than Romeo Lavia, who was nearly 60 million quid. Endo is making an impact already this season. He's going to win over the fans. Don't you doubt him, fans. Romeo Lavia is a bit of a crock at the moment, hasn't made any impact whatsoever. Wataru Endo! Aishiteru yo. Ganbatte Endo-san. Yoroshiku. And next on our list, we have the instinctual slotter, Jota the Slotter, in our lineup at the moment. But we could have been very different if initial reports were true and we were after Timo. No, not that Timo. Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. Now, he was a German wonder kid. He was very much likened to Fernando Torres, wonder kid at their native club in their native league. And he could make an impact in Liverpool. Obviously, he was pacey, he was scoring, he was young, he was effective, he was hungry. But what some pundits, like Didi Hamann and John Barnes, clearly stated was he was technically a little bit deficient. He left a lot to be desired because he ran in straight lines, he needed space, and we had that world-class forward line, Firmino, Mane, and Salah. Where would Timo Werner fit in? We didn't play with a player who runs in behind. No longer were the days of Heskey and Owen flick on, run in behind. We didn't have space to exploit because teams would have boxed themselves in, would have played a low block. So where exactly would Timo Werner fit in? He wasn't a formidable winger. He doesn't have silky dribbling skills. He can jinky decide. He's a hard worker, makes great off the ball runs, but he needs space to run into. And consistently playing him in, we didn't have a player. We don't have a number 10 to play him in that position either. It was a strange link, but obviously the German connection, wonder kid, that's wonderkind, right? Wunderkind. And the Klopp connection there. But he ended up at Chelsea. The money spoke for itself. He was on high wages as well, and he never fit in particularly. He just wasn't good enough for the Premier League, really. He doesn't have the technical attributes. The close ball control is just too inconsistent bouncing off him. His finishing was okay. It wasn't clinical. He wasn't outstanding. He wasn't an absolute smasher or poacher. He relied on his pace a lot. We got Diogo Jota from Wolves. Surprise announcement. In he comes. People are like, the fee? Diogo Jota? Did we see him that much? But he was underutilized at Wolves because of the way that they played. It didn't play to his natural strengths. He is the one that needs the ball in and around the penalty area, and he's not always playing on a counter-attack. He is an absolute havoc creator. He was the original agent of chaos in front of the defence because he is very direct, and he's good with both feet, and he jinks either way, and his movement is so intelligent, and as Pep Linders rightly said, he is a pressing monster. So many attributes in Diogo Jota made sense, and as well as that, he brings our esports potential massively through the roof because he is absolutely dominant in FIFA. I'm sorry, Trent. Trent is getting absolutely stuffed by Jota probably on a daily basis. And how good has Jota been for Liverpool so far? I mean, he's absolutely clinical with his head, with both feet. He scores vital goals. He's never under pressure. He has full belief in his ability. He trains well as well. He's got his own song. Oh, he wears the number 20. Is he better than Figo? I don't know. Figo was pretty good. We almost signed Figo, by the way. That would have been fantastic, but he chose Inter Milan. I should make a video on that too, right? The players that we almost signed but didn't quite sign. And that last minute slotted winner, Lucas Moura giving it away to Diogo Jota, slotting it away at Tottenham. Man, maybe they got payback this season, understandably, but that was a thing of beauty. Especially after that dumb peg leg chicken dance that Richarlison and Son were doing. Oh, that dance. It reminds me of that Adebayor celebration. And then we went down the other end and scored, you know. He should have done the Sturridge. But anyway, I left this one for last because this one was very close to my heart, because when I was a sales ledger administrator in a finance team for an estate agent, my boss, big Manchester United supporter, is raving how they signed Memphis Depay. Because Liverpool were linked with him. He would have been really good for Liverpool. I still believe that Depay would have been a cracking player at Liverpool. He wouldn't get away with the bad boy antics, the laziness behind the scenes. He would have trained properly, and maybe he would have reached his potential, because he has talent, technical ability as well. Dutch, yeah, wasted talent. Depay, he's been a bit of a journeyman, floating Barcelona for a bit afterwards. Depay to Manchester United, and Liverpool signed Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Firmino, and what a gorgeous pair of teeth. Not only that, he was silky and amazing. Badly utilised by Brendan Rodgers. What was that dodgy right wing back position for Firmino? Attacking number 10, then put him on the wing. No consistent place, no belief. He was a committee signing. Brendan Rodgers was stubborn. We'll do a whole video on Brendan Rodgers. Why watching? No, anyway, yeah, I digress. Bobby Firmino, Klopp unlocked his potential, identified straight away. How did you get him from Hoffenheim? What a top-notch player. Many players were, you know, good in their particular roles, but Firmino created a new role, the false nine, and there and then it was born. The greatest front three perhaps Liverpool has ever seen. Bobby Firmino dropping deep to create space for Salah and Mane in behind. Thing of beauty in tandem. He assisted everywhere. Dazzling, amazing, mesmerizing. One of my favourite players of all time, Bobby Dazzler. He is right up there. I'm telling you, he's right up there. Is that a hint for the competition video? Who knows? But anyway, Bobby Dazzler instead of Memphis Depay. The reason why it's close to my heart is because I bet my boss that Firmino would outscore Depay in the first season. I bet him 10 quid. And Bobby, legend. And obviously the longevity here, the adulation from the fans, his legacy, the historic formation, the Premier League win. He contributed to everything. That Club World Cup final goal, winning goal. Man, Bobby left us with so many memories and that beautiful, beautiful smile. And he never kicked up a fuss. True team player, happy player, always smiled. Didn't down tools after Coutinho left. True legend in the biggest sense. Got a fantastic send-off. An amazing send-off. I wish Mane got, you know, such a big send-off as well. We didn't know he was going until after Champions League final. But yep, we ended up with the better player for sure. Bobby Firmino's legacy is there to be told for generations, and he is one of a kind. And Memphis Depay, what ifs, right? Many players should, could, probably would have joined Liverpool in hindsight, but it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to give it a like if you want to see more content like this as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Liverpool fan in Japan, making this channel as prominent and as big as possible. I enjoy all the interactions. Let me know in the comments below as well if you agree with my list, and also any other suggestions for players that we got when our first choice, or apparent first choice, chose a different club or a different direction. Remember guys, I'm going to be doing live watch alongs on 3 PM kickoffs and maybe additional kickoffs as well as soon as this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers. And do make sure to give this video a like as well. We need to beat that YouTube algorithm, because without the likes, videos just don't get seen, don't get shown to many people. So please remember to like the video. It helps us content creators a lot. Guys, I really appreciate you so much. I really do. Much love, Miyazaki Man Ichiban. And from all the Liverpool fans in Japan, mata ne.